2 days till Christmas. Yeah, out here in the man cave, about to do Cinema Cycle again. It's a balmy 47 degrees out, so I'm kind of toasty today. Hey, it's Laserdisc Day. Random Media Generator has given me a classic. The film that made Tom Clancy famous. Oh yeah, The Hunt for Red October. Nice toupee there that Sean Connery has. Seen it before. Been a long time though. 2-hour movie. It's good. Haven't seen it for a while, so let's see how James Bond tackles nuclear submarines and Alec Baldwin. Gotta be good. So we're on to side 2 here. Getting a bit warm out here in the man cave. Good movie. I mean, I remember seeing it initially and I thought it was a really good movie. And on the second viewing, it does come across, and one of the reasons why is because of the tone it sets. When you go to each scene, I mean, you can tell when you're on a Russian submarine as opposed to a U.S. submarine, as opposed to a Russian office, as opposed to a Washington office. Yeah, they really give you a sense of who are the good guys, who are the bad guys, not so much by the acting, but by the way the scene looks and how the people behave. And that's, entertaining, and it's also engrossing, because it's like, when you're talking to the Americans or seeing the Americans do whatever they're doing on screen, it's like, yeah, this is how our government works. And then you see the Russian side, it's like, yeah, this is probably stylized, but this is probably how the Russians work. And so you get that feeling that you're kind of engrossed in the movie. And the other thing I noticed is that really, the way this movie is shot, which is very well done, it's almost like Star Wars. It's almost like this, you're in the middle of this huge conflagration, and you're, with the higher end people making the smart decisions, and, it's like a game of chess, but it's all really fancy. It's a real fancy, with the conning towers and the submarines and the airplanes and the ships and stuff. So it's, it is a modern day techie adventure, which I guess is what Tom Clancy is so darn good at. On to side 3 of the Laserdisc. This is back in the days when the disc had to be flipped over. You couldn't just put a DVD in. Good movie. I mean, I'm really enjoying watching it. I've got really nothing bad to say about it. But I do notice 2 little things that are kind of a miss here. I mean, I can pick movies apart, and to do so here is kind of nitpicking. But one of them is, from the time that the Dallas meets the Red October, and then they proceed to the Abyss, where they're going to try and do the swap, somewhere within that 20-hour period, the Dallas gets the DSV rescue vehicle mounted on its back. And that would have to be a pretty big operation to do, and I really don't think they could do it within 20 hours. But obviously they're leading you to believe that they did. And the second one, which is much like a Star Trek moment here, when they get into the DSV, which is the rescue vehicle, and go from the Dallas over to the Red October to try and link up with it, the captain goes along. And it's like, no, you would not do that. You would not put the captain of a major ship in, off the ship to go do an exploratory thing with regard to the other submarine. You would obviously send a senior officer probably, but not the captain. And because that's what Captain Kirk would always do. He was always on the away party when going down to the planet. And it's like, no, the captain would stay there, and somebody else more experienced in that kind of thing would go. So, nitpicking. But, the most impressive thing about this film is that the producers obviously built a mock-up of the submarine. I mean, it's, and they floated it on the water. It's not a real submarine, obviously. It's a stage, but it's a real representation of a Typhoon-class submarine, which is a huge ship. So it's just like Titanic, where they built this huge set just to film this movie. So, kudos to the producers. They spent some money on this thing.